everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. There's a few things I want to talk about in this video. First, starting with Lizzo. Now, recently Lizzo broke down on IG Live over comments about her size and over people calling her a mammy. If you don't know, mammy is a derogatory term that was used to describe overweight black women who were caretakers and house slaves for white families. And a lot of times mammies were portrayed as homely and undesirable. And this is a word that some people were using to describe Lizzo. Now, recently Lizzo dropped a video for her new single Rumors, which features Cardi B. And when this video dropped, people were calling her a mammy. And it's really crazy that people are still using this term today, but Lizzo is far from a mammy. She's actually the opposite of that. However, the reason why people are calling her a mammy is because she's plus size. And Lizzo was offended by that. In fact, she did address it on TikTok, and she kind of brushed off all the people who are criticizing her.
Anyone that's trying to say that Lizzo is acting like a mammy is completely wrong, and you're colorist and fat phobic.
This is exactly why I started out the song with "They don't know I do it for the culture." These people who are saying this are probably the same people who are mad when I'm being hypersexual. And the mammy trope is actually desexualized. So it can't both be true. Make it make sense. I really think people are just mad to see a fat black woman that makes pop music and is happy. Y'all are so upset that I'm happy. But this rhetoric doesn't even bother me because Aretha Franklin was criticized by the black church when she came out with Respect. Whitney Houston was booed at the Soul Train Awards for being too white. Beyonce received criticism early in her career. So you know what? The type of music that I make, I know that I'm making it to be great. I'm making it to touch the world, and I don't trip on any of these criticisms because I know that the only person that I'm serving is myself.
Now, Lizzo tried to act like she wasn't bothered by the criticism. However, the comments did start to get to her, and she broke down and cried on Instagram Live.
I'm putting so much loving energy into the world. Sometimes I feel like the world just don't love me back. It's like it doesn't matter how much positive energy you put into the world, you're still gonna have people who have something mean to say about you. If you don't like my music, cool. If you don't like Rumors the song, cool. But a lot of people don't like me because of the way I look. And I'm like, for the people who just always gonna have something negative to say about me that has nothing to do with music or the content of my character or me as an artist and just has everything to do with my body or whatever trope you think I fall into, suck my from behind. But what I won't accept is y'all doing this to black women over and over and over again, especially us big black girls. When we don't fit into the box that you want to put us in, you just unleash hatred onto us.
So that's what Lizzo had to say. And as you could see, she was clearly upset and emotional about the mammy comments. And I do believe that she really was hurt. Now, I did see some comments online saying that Lizzo was only crying because she was trying to drum up publicity for her new single. Now, I don't blame people for thinking that way because anytime Lizzo gets on Instagram Live and starts crying, it goes viral. And she does have a new single out that she has to promote. And sometimes sympathy does sell. But in this particular situation, I think Lizzo's tears were real. Lizzo likes to put on this whole unbothered facade. She likes to act like she doesn't care what people think or say. But Lizzo has a lot of insecurities, and she does get bothered when people make comments about her body. And I do think those mammy comments really hurt her feelings. Also, I do think that she's really hurt that her image is not being embraced by some people. There are some people who believe that Lizzo's image is damaging for the image of black women. And I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't understand that thinking either, because Black women aren't a monolith group. We don't look the same. We don't act the same. We don't have the same interests. But I do believe the bigger issue is probably the lack of accurate representation of Black women in music and entertainment. I think there are certain images that are pushed more so in mainstream media, and a lot of times it's sexual images. And I think that's probably a bigger conversation that we should have, not Lizzo's size. Lizzo doesn't represent anybody but herself. Now, there are some women out there who identify with Lizzo and relate to her, but at the end of the day, Lizzo represents only one person, and that's herself. So we should let her be herself. We don't have to like everything she does, but it's not right or necessary to tear her down just because she looks a certain way. That's just how I feel about that. Now, on to the next topic. The rapper Future was exposed for being very disrespectful to one of his baby mamas, Brittni Mealy. And this triggered a very messy exchange between Brittni and Future on social media. And there's a lot to talk about. But before I get into this whole story, I first want to talk about the history between Brittni and Future, because I think this will give a better understanding about the type of relationship they have. Future and Brittni have been dating each other on and off for years. According to some reports, they've been messing around with each other since 2009, and they do share an 8-year-old son together. They have over a decade-long history. Now, here's where things get messy. During the time they were messing with each other, Future was in several different relationships, and he impregnated several different women. And Brittni knew the type of man Future was, but she continued to entertain him and mess around with him because he provided her a certain lifestyle, and she was addicted to his toxic D. So out of all of Future's baby mamas and girlfriends, she has been the long-suffering one who has really stood on the sidelines and was ready to embrace him anytime he wanted to claim her. And it was rumored that he would sometimes mess around with her while he was in other relationships. For example, when he was dating Ciara, there were rumors that he was still entertaining Brittni on the low. Now, this is allegedly, I don't know if it's true or not, but it did raise some suspicion from the public when Future got back with Brittni after his breakup with Ciara. And it was kind of messy too, because Ciara was actually friendly with Brittni. She wasn't friends with her, but she tried to be friendly with Brittni and Future's other baby mamas, but it was pointless because in the end, Future ended up going back to his old faithful, Brittni.
Baby, I'm sorry. Love you forever. This is my queen, my everything. Right here.
And over the years, Brittni continued to entertain Future. She would sometimes lash out at him when they weren't on good terms, but she would get back with him. And Future would be messing with her while dealing with other women. In fact, when he dated and impregnated the dancer Joie Chavis, he was still going back to Brittni. When he was on and off with Lori Harvey, he was still going back to Brittni. And Brittni was the one who would take him back, and she wasted a lot of her time dealing with Future and his nonsense. I think in the back of her mind, she wanted to be chosen. She wanted Future to really settle with her, but in the end, she knew she couldn't turn a hoe into a husband. He could not be faithful to her. He kept playing around with her emotions. He kept impregnating different women. He has so many baby mamas and children that it's hard to count at this point. And he just wasted her time. So she did end up breaking up with him. And for the past year, Future and Brittni have been at odds. Now, back in December of last year, Brittni called Future out for being a deadbeat dad and disrespecting her in front of her kids. She said, "I don't even do this, but Future, you a real P. You knew to hide and run when I came because you don't want this smoke, B. Boy, you ran for my kids. Run like your scary self always do, B. Who the F tells an 8-year-old, F him and he will shoot up his mom? He's a real B. Don't come begging like you always do, simp, cause you dead to me after tonight."
Nigga, that's what the f
you is, bitch.
Brittni,
Why you
stop,
touching
Brittni.
me?
I ain't touching you. Stop, please. Everybody good, bro.
Look how the he make his son feel.
So as you can see, Brittni was very emotional in that video. She was very angry because Future was being very disrespectful to her and her son. He even threatened her in front of his son. So she got upset. And I think a lot of people in her situation would have reacted the same way. And I will say this. I don't think fighting and arguing in front of the kids is healthy. So I don't agree with her doing that. But at the same time, I understand what triggered her response. Future has been triggering Brittni. Now, last week, Brittni put Future on blast again. She posted the text message that he sent to their son. In the text, he said, "Tell your mom." And his son said, "Tell my mom what?" He said, "Buy you some clothes." And he said, "Dad." Then he texted his son and said, "Your mother is a hoe." Brittni said in her caption, "He texts this to a child. You are a real coward. He's 8 years old, stupid." Now, Future was dead wrong for sending that text to his child. I don't care what type of relationship he has with Brittni. That should be no excuse for him to disrespect her to his son. That's not right at all. That's horrible parenting. He's setting a very bad example, calling his son's mother a hoe. And he's just wrong for that. And I'm not going to say that Brittni is 100% innocent either, because I don't agree with her blasting Future on social media, because that's not setting a good example. But you have to see the pattern here. Future is the one being petty. He's the one being disrespectful, and he's the one triggering Brittni. So the reason why Brittni is going off the way she is because Future is acting a fool and his behavior is really trash. Now, Brittni also posted this on her IG story. Definitely not cap. The F I got a lie for, you said it. Definitely your number and his. So stand on it and pipe down if you don't want these recordings posted. On God, you said it. They need to cancel you. Cruelty to children. Haven't seen him in 3 months, but in the same state. I can keep going. Got a refund on his school clothes today. Petty cause someone don't want to be sexually active with you and just want to co-parent. I have been so nice and calm and I'm tired now, but I'm chill. I do not play about my kids. I'm a mother first and always go stand up for mine. So Brittni revealed something very interesting. She said that Future is acting petty towards her because she no longer has sex with him. Now, is this a surprise to me? No, this is what Future does. When a woman cuts him off, he acts petty. He acted the same way with Ciara. He was very petty towards Ciara, especially when she moved on to Russell Wilson. Also, he acted petty towards Lori Harvey. When his ex Lori moved on to Michael B. Jordan, he was taking petty shots at her and Michael. When he can't have his way with women and he can't sneak back into their bed, he gets mad and he gets petty. So I'm seeing a pattern here, and I believe this is the real reason why Future and Brittni are not getting along. It's because they're no longer sleeping together. And it's sad that Future hasn't seen their son in 3 months. They live in the same state, so there's no excuse for that. Now, Future went on Twitter and responded to what Brittni said and said, "Pray for her." Future's mother also responded and said, "It's sad when people can't get their way, so they turn to social media for attention. No matter how much you give a person, it's never enough. We have to really pray for self-love because people take it out on everyone else." So obviously Future's mother was taking a dig at Brittni. Now Brittni clapped back at Future's mother and Future. She said, "Lady, be quiet. You barely raised him. Take several seats. Aren't you the person behind closed doors said he was wrong to your grandson and you gonna talk to his dad and pick his stuff up tomorrow, but publicly take his side? You part of the problem. This man is a product of your household. Apple don't fall far from the tree. You don't know what's going on. Stay out of an almost 40-year-old man's business. Pathetic talking about self-love. He don't have none cause you. He treat women this way cause of you. 11, 12 kids, 11, 12 moms can't keep a relationship. True narcissist. But you talking about self-love. Girl, shut up. When people can't get vagina or get away with consistently being a father or in their feelings about the mom's life, they text their kids and jump to cruelty to children. I'm done. This beneath me. So as you can see, Brittni had a lot to say. She's very frustrated, and I do think she's justified in feeling the way she does. I think the fact that Future is being petty towards her and his mother is publicly taking his side and making her look crazy is messed up. And Future didn't stop being petty towards her either. In fact, Brittni claimed that Future tried to get her business page on Instagram taken down. In fact, her page was temporarily deactivated, and Brittni decided to be petty right back, and she actually exposed this audio of Future saying that he did not love his other baby mama, Joie. And shout out to It's On Site on Instagram for actually taking a screen recording of this. This is what Future said.
That girl just never look at them the same way like that. I don't look at them. I don't look at Joy as somebody like I look at you. Joy was me and Joy always been friends, super cool. Like people don't even know that me and her was just always been super cool to the point where we still could be cool right now. I don't look at her like somebody I love. I never loved her like that. She know that I never loved her. I never been like told her I love you. You know what I'm saying? I never told this girl. I never told Joy I love you, but we had a good ass friendship. You know what I mean? I ain't never said I love her like that.
Brittni explained why she released the audio. She said, "Not my intention to bring no one else into it. I don't have an issue with her. The thing is he want to be even more petty and get my business page deactivated. You do something to me, I'ma do something back. Just sending a warning to leave me alone. Simple." So Brittni said, forget being the bigger person. She's going to stoop on Future's petty level. I do think it was really petty for her to release that audio and drag Joy into it. Joy has nothing to do with the situation. She is unproblematic and she minds her business. So I don't think it was necessary for Brittni to release this audio to prove a point, because all it does is make her look a little bothered over Future's relationship with Joy. Let's be clear, Future doesn't love any of these girls. He doesn't love any of them. If he told Brittni that he didn't love Joy, I'm pretty sure he told his other baby mamas that he didn't love Brittni either. He has shown through his actions that he doesn't love Brittni, and Brittni made the mistake of wasting years of her life on Future. But now she has seen the light, and now she has moved on for real this time. But I do hope in the future that things don't get petty like this again, because at the end of the day, they do have to co-parent, and it doesn't benefit their son if they're constantly attacking each other. It just doesn't. So hopefully there can be some peace between Future and Brittni. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.